Okay, so let's go ahead and hold on, guys. Yeah, hold on, guys. Having some technical difficulties. Yeah, I just need to make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. Yep, I can see myself. Alright, looks like everything's all good. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to go on our journey. Hey Keith, hey Wayne, good to see you both this morning. Glad to have you with us. So, and just reset everything here. Yeah, I'm having issues with my capture card for some reason, and I don't know why that is. Because I'm doing my capture card alongside streaming this. Okay. Looks good? Alright, perfect. Okay, so for those who are joining us in stream, greetings people of the world. Matthew back with you here at Novaura Autism for the first day of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood live. And so today we are going to be embarking on our journey with Corinne Loren, the new Warrior of Light, who will be trying to drive out the Guardian Empire from two very different territories. I've already had an opportunity to see the content in early access, and there is certainly going to be some very emotional storylines as we will go along. Because, yeah, the Guardian Empire really has not had much of a say in the story within Heavensward, but in Stormblood, they will be back with a vengeance. So, to begin our journey, let's make our way to Mordona, which was the last place we left off the story within Heavensward. And of course, Mordona being the home of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, we are going to be going to hook up with them, and we'll be embarking on our journey. Let me go ahead and give a hello to Olivier first. And so, as the sun starts to peak up here in Mordona, we have to go and meet with our friends. starting on Stormblood. So yeah, I'm sure that the signs of the 7th dawn are going to be waiting upon us expectantly. Yes, there are the twins of the Leviar family, Alphanode and Alice. So it'll be Alphanode who will be giving us our first Stormblood quest. Let's speak with him for the level 60 challenge entitled Beyond the Great Wall. Alphanode is a man with a great deal on his mind.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh,
hello
I
there.
See you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
I'm sure that is true. But now Tataru has arrived.
A message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Sounds like it's
Yes,
go
sir.
time. So what does it say?
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
Well, that's good news for us.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the 7th Dawn.
Of course he does.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
So what's in your
The wall
mind there,
serves to
Lise?
demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Which would of course be the obvious perception.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lise. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
In other words, everything by the book.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lise's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Do you really have to think it over?
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Yeah, it makes
Well,
sense.
that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
That's why she's here. Yeah, what we say? As if you have to ask.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, who are we holding back?
I trust you have no objections?
Well, obviously Oriange.
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ossian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
Oh. Well, sorry to see you stick around, Thancred,
Let us
but...
each see to our preparations.
Yeah, to each his own. Okay, thanks, Skylar. Go ahead and post it. Yeah, feel free to go ahead and post your link there, Skylar, by all means. Alright, Alpha Node.
Ready, my friend?
Oh yeah.
Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Excellent. And we'll not be alone. Yeah, Giri and Gosetsu will come along as well.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
Oh no?
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Yeah, I guess they have their own agenda.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Gosetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 miles apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Indeed.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate, together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
Thank you, Lady Yugiri. And you too, Gosetsu. And so they're heading home. And as for the others, 1,000 moons apart yet united in purpose, let us pray both our endeavors will meet with success. Shall we then? Indeed we shall. With Alphino being the only boy coming along. Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What now? Alright then, if you insist. If you're familiar with what Tataru's done in the past, you know where this is going. Yeah, even Lisa's gonna sport some new duds. Yeah, she's still gonna hold on to her red leggings, but she's got a new shirt on. What do you think? As I can see, I designed it to be light and loose. An outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the salon's receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Torteru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it. And with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward, to Girabonia. Our first stop will be at Amadasai's Spire in the East Shroud. Yeah, let us girls escort the only boy to the East Shroud. Let's go ahead and warp to the East Shroud right now. Where, of course, Corinne was bestowed the title of Warrior of Light from Mathia. So, we know where we're going. It's this way. Yeah, these may be familiar territories for us, but where we're going is truly uncharted. And for those of you who are wondering what this is that Corinne is riding, this will be the mount she will be using as her primary mode of transport within Stormblood. The steed known as Kirin. A steed that is known for having a brilliant glowing hue, as you saw, and is obtained by getting all the Primal's horses. So you have to get all of those in order to get that one. So Cynthia is alongside me, and she's going to be accompanying me on the journey. So yeah, I'm not going to be alone on this as far as friends and companions are concerned. Of course, we have the Scions as well. So let's speak with Alphanode. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed to Girabonia. And that will be this gentleman right here. Oh, the Scions of the 7th Dawn, we were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? By all means, please do. And so, for the first time, we set foot in the home of Alamigo, Girabonia. So now to officially enter uncharted territory. And we'll also be seeing this quite a few times. We'll see where we are and where we are going.
I remember crossing the border. Standing in Girabonia once more. Me and my fellow Scions. The warrior of light among us.
Well, everyone from the Grand Companies is here.
Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
And so, away we go. Through the blood and the fire, there will be a lot of it. Because, yeah, it's going to start getting vicious now. So to complete our initial journey, our initial quest, we want to speak with the leader of the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah, the one and only General Rubon. Hey General, how have you been? Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Ossian Alliance, I welcome you to Castor Morion. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None, save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols. We've barely had any contact with them, but we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Belsar's wall weren't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. It was the declaration of war, even if it was not Ilberd's to make, and now we are bound for it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave you to it. Goldspeed. And hey, even Sid's here. Of all the Castra in the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing elegant weapon and draconic primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying the Trail of Destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. And so yeah, there goes the Sid cameo. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into Girabonia, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. I think we can be in agreement on that. So, for our initial completion, we get 167,400 experience points and nearly 1,500 gil. Get used to hearing that little tune at the end there for completing quests, because you'll be hearing it in a lot of different manifestations in this game. So, the next quest will be starting when we speak with Lise. So let's speak with her to take on the level 60 challenge entitled Lise Takes the Lead. Lise is eager to leave Castor Morion. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralgar's Reach, an old temple to the east of here across the Volodina River. I know the route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. And so, with that information, we are now going to follow Lise not all that far. And for the purposes of starting out, we're going to have Corinne on foot. We'll have her go to her mount later, but I want to take this slow and easy to give you guys an idea of what exactly is around here. Including, among other things, tree ants, like this Leshy. There are a lot of them around here, and people who played this game in early access certainly got to see what these guys were all about. They certainly proved themselves to be quite the irritating pests. Yeah, make no mistake, they were very much irritating pests. We have Sapri over here on the right. If you're familiar with the Rafflesia battle from Bahamut Turn 6, you know what they are all about. Oh, and yeah, I guess Skyla's attempts to pull on a debuff got its attention. Alright, that one's down. Yeah, you may have also noticed as well that playing as Dragoon, my Blood of the Dragon meter has been altered. So now it's no longer shown at the top of the screen, it's now shown on the side of the screen as its own separate gauge. And we'll talk more about how the skills have been modified as far as how they can be used as we go on. So let's speak with Lise to continue. Still with me? Good. From here we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Well, that's good. Meanwhile, we have a new viewer joining us, Pilot Storm. Welcome to Let's Play Novaura Autism. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you with us this morning. Now, as I said before, we will be dealing with a lot of these tree ants. They always like to stick close to the road. And so chances are, unless you're willing to really go off the beaten path, they are just going to stay all over you. But before I should go any further, I should probably take it upon myself to alter my job set, because there have been various skills that have been altered as far as accessibility, and some have even been removed. Leg sweep, for example, I have to reapply that because it has now been changed as far as how it's given to you. Because now you have to do it in such a way because it's now a multi-purpose skill, like Second Wind is. So what I need to do is to remove all, and I want to apply the skills that are going to be the most useful to me, which in my case will be Second Wind, Leg Sweep, Invigorate, Bloodbath, and Faint. So let's go ahead and apply those. So yeah, I have to reapply my skill that I already had here. Don't know why that is, but that's something I just got to do. And there have also been some skills that have been taken away, like Phlebotomize and Power Surge and Rig of Thorns. 3 skills that you gained as a Lancer and a Dragoon are no longer available to you here. So I have to alter my set as such. And as we go along, I'll also take it upon myself to add on some of the other skills that I'll be getting as well. So yeah, I think that is a good setup for me right now. Oh, guess I should also add on Doomspike, because yeah, this was one of 2 different AoE abilities that a Dragoon had through the first 50 levels in A Realm Reborn, but now through Stormblood, this is the only AoE move that a Dragoon can get until they get to Dragonfire Dive at level 50. So let's go ahead and put this to the test. Now, I'm glad I was given a sufficient amount of time to explain that, so I'm giving myself buffs, and I'm giving the tree ants here, the Leshy, a debuff. So yeah, that's how that's going to work now. We also have Gazelle Hawks over here on the left. Giant wasps that have somehow escaped from St. Mosian's Arboretum, which was, of course, one of the first new side dungeons that was given in Heaven's Ward. Now, we're not going to bother attacking this thing because A, it's level 70, and B, it's a hunt. Yeah, we're going to run down towards the Veladona River here. And we're going to keep revealing more of the maps. So yeah, our companions of the Scions are waiting for us at the riverbank. Let's meet up with Lise here and continue on. So how's it look, Lise? I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. Yeah, what is that exactly? You're wondering about the tower to the south? Yeah, it does kind of stand out, doesn't it? Even has Guardian Empire theme music. It's a part of Castellum Volodina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Very well. Yeah, of course, that theme music, very familiar to people who go to Castrum Sentry and Mordona to liberate the Scions after the Guardian Empire kidnaps them. And then on top of that, there's also, when you get to hear it when you're playing in Castrum Meridianum, the penultimate initial main story dungeon. So yeah, you saw us go past the Sarcophagus, or whatever you would call that. Then we got Gaganas here. Flightless birds that can cause no end of trouble. I don't know why I use Second Wind. I guess that's just how confident I am, but then again, it can be easy to get be on the wrong side of your health meter pretty fast because, yeah, since most of these enemies are feral, if they attack in groups, you can find yourself in a bad spot. And that's not something you want. Also, I'm really surprised that Scala has the aggro. Because yeah, usually bards don't get aggro. Then we got little spinner spiders over here. Now you're probably wondering, how am I going to be able to hold on to Blood the Dragon for an extended period of time? Well, in early access I learned that initially you'll only get the use of Blood the Dragon to get an extension on your meter once, and then you'll have to go through the rotation again. But eventually we're going to get to a point where once you have gained a certain amount of experience levels, then you'll be able to actually have a 5-point rotation where you can use your basic rotation or your status affliction rotation and then incorporate both parts, Fanging Claw and Weeding Thrust, into your rotation together. So then you'll have a 5-move rotation instead of a 4. That's one of the ways that they've changed the skill sets for the game. Yeah, I actually wasn't even aware that that move had been done for a while. Oh, looks like I got the spinner's attention. So we'll show him how we do things around here. Yeah, he's dead. Then over here we have a Dustara, a little golem of sorts. Yeah, sadly, as a Dragoon, I don't have the ability to pull aggro off an opponent unless it just works out like that whoever gets the aggro just ends up holding it. Might as well go through you too, since you just happen to be so conveniently close by. Oop, look out! Alright, he's dead. As you can see, we're going over that way on the map. Yeah, there are a few Earth Sprites here, but they're basically the only non-feral opponents that you're going to fight out here. So there are the Scions. So we follow them all the way over here. Well, oops, I didn't mean to speak to Kryl. Yeah, we want to speak with Lise. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Volgar's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this? Yeah, Ishtola sensing for it. Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Ishtola. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms? Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Guardians. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Tatu told you, but my friend Nargo, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. Yeah, you might not necessarily remember her, but yeah, she did come to us. And initially, I had, given what Ilberd was doing, I had initially thought her to be, like, Ilberd's lapdog, but that's actually not how it happened, as you'll see. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. Not a problem, I guess. And so... and with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. And so, away we go. So we spent time out in the wild, now it's time to enter a settlement. And I imagine there'll be a lot of people there when we arrive. Yeah, this way!
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralga's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo.
That's quite an impressive statue there.
They were waiting for us there. Men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost. For what could be ours again.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not here to attack you. Hello there. Yes, this is the person we want to speak to in the middle, Mr. Conrad. You'll forgive our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Well, I guess you would have heard of us because of Manago. And thus, we complete another quest and get another 167,000 experience points. So with that, we'll go ahead and I'm going to hit stop on the capture card here. So yeah, there we go. We have our initial thing going. We're now into Alamigan territory. And this is the first settlement within Alamigo's territory, Girabania, but we still have a long way to go in order to get to Alamigo proper, because the map has now been changed in such a way that you can actually see the territories that will come. So, these places like this one that are not in white are places that you have not yet been. So our ultimate destination is going to be all the way down here. All the way in this corner. This is the distance we have to cover in order to get to Alamigo, and as you can see, it is a lot of ground. It's not going to be easy, and we're going to have to go through a lot of different ordeals in order to reach our eventual destination. But ultimately, this is where we want to get to, is all the way down here in the corner. That's what we got to get to. So, yeah, we'll certainly have a lot to do in order to reach Alamigo itself. let's go ahead and get my capture card started again. Alright. So, let's now proceed to speak with Conrad to take on the level 60 challenge entitled The Promise of a New Beginning. Conrad knows the purpose of your visit, and would like to give you a proper welcome. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and follow the field. Yeah, this is gonna be the easiest 167,000 points we get because of the fact that all we have to do is just meet Conrad on the other side of Rolgar's Reach. And since there is an 8th right here, I should go ahead and attune to it. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. There are a few others, but they're spread pretty far out. And you also notice as well, Sprint now has a longer cooldown timer on it. So it used to be like 30 seconds, but now it's 60 seconds. So yeah, that is, in a way, a bit inconvenient. But I'm sure we'll be just fine. Because yeah, another thing as a result of the change to Sprint is that it no longer completely depletes your TP. Which is, for someone like me, a plus. So let's speak with a trio of leaders and not step onto their table. Well, we're all here.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralga's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Lise, and Papalimo at great risk to yourselves.
Oh, this is not the right time!
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. It was the least we could do.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's some telemarketer number. But yeah, I'm good now.
I wanted to, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalimo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
We've got your back.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monago told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolgar it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir. To see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Ossian Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that.
So, we take the time to explain ourselves and what we're going to do for them.
So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones.
Well, you certainly not
I
view
must
it.
confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Yeah.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
And if nothing else, you'll have us. Because I want to, Plius. And so, another 167,000 experience points. But we're getting less skill for each new quest. So, the next quest will belong to Alpha Node, so let's speak with him for the level 60 challenge entitled A Haven for the Bold. Alpha Node is pondering how best to make use of your leisure. So, it would seem we find ourselves with a surfeit of free time. Ah, forgive me, you're free to look around Walgar's reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It will give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside out. I can show you around if you like, Corinne. I would appreciate that. Great, let's get started. So it'll be up to Lise to give us a tour of the town. Similarly, in the way that we were given a tour of Ishgard in Heaven's Ward. But obviously it wasn't through Lise, it was through a representative of House Forton. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Heimlanders like me, but the truth is that we don't even account for half. We've got Hellsguard from all the way over by the Spine in here, and plenty of the Seekers of the Sun like Nargo. There's even some beastmen, well, beast women I suppose, like that one over there. She's an Ananta. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics to twist metals and crystal into shapes you won't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work, but then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them. Anyway, shall we take a closer look at the statue of Volgar? And that'll be over this way. Now we want to go onto the bridge here that extends over the lake. And so yeah, we've already seen the statue. It's standing at the foot of these waterfalls. Yeah, not so easy to see with the mist around, is it? Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The breaker of worlds who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Ida used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the 5th astral era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea besieged the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky and led the way to these mountains of Girabania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast, hell is open, heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. That last part was inscribed on this stone by a monk of the Fist of Valgar. Ida explained it to me. A day will come bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, Everything that has led us to this point will see us through to the end. Oh, sorry, that was all a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. So you're thinking probably the best way to get over there is by walking. Well, thanks to a new addition to Stormblood, we can now actually go swimming in deep water like this. And you can even hit sprints to really get your freestyle on. So yeah, that's a new addition that has been made. And in some places, it's mandatory for you to do swimming, especially for quest aspects. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we've planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's sad to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aetherite Plaza next. Oh, getting your moves on, eh there, Skyla? Well, this one's actually pretty easy. And now that we have attunement, I can just warp over there for 100 gil. Yeah, I'm taking the lazy way over. There she is. When you've seen one Aetherite, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back to decades when the Fist of Vargar was still here. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the settlers are next, but don't forget to attune to the Aetherite before we go. Well, since we've already done that, I'll go ahead and first of all change back to battle attire. Make our way back over to where Lise is currently standing, which is right over here. Yeah, she was referring to the sutlers, the various merchants and menders who offer their services here. Alright, Lise, to complete the challenge. Arms, armor, potions, you name it, these folks have got it. The resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything, or you need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Oh, Alphanode and Alice are here. Why don't you see how they're getting on? I think we'll do just that. So we get ourselves another 167,000 experience points, plus our choice of armor. Now, I'm actually going to be doing something important here for myself. I'm going to be getting myself the maiming gear. Now, this gear is actually lower item level than what I'm currently wearing on Corinne. So this armor that I'm going to be getting will be going to my next Warrior of Light for when the next expansion comes in 2 years' time. So yeah, I'm going to be collecting for my next Warrior of Light in 2 years' time to replace and succeed Corinne. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? So, next up for the quest is Alice. So let's take on the level 60 challenge entitled A Bargain Struck. Alice is nodding approvingly at the sutlers. Come to take the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants? I guess so. They're a bold lot, that much is plain. If the Imperials found out they were peddling their wares to the Resistance, they would be lucky to escape with their lives. 'Tis a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but the motives could hardly be said to be altruistic. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing your proposal and we're ready to receive you all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch Stola and Kral, so if you'd like to follow me. Okay. So yeah, now we are going to eagerly find out what their answer is. Well, Conrad, since you speak for everyone here, please give us your answer. So what is your decision?
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus.
And?
I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Ossian Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Namely...
Those caveats being...
Yeah, exactly.
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the Resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions.
So you
Simply
can't speak
put,
for all of them.
I can only speak for the people of Rolga's Reach.
Makes sense.
Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree. But it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the Infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Makes sense.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
And as for us ladies...
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you lot. Monago and Mefrid will tell you more.
Alright.
Understood. We won't let you down.
And so, we speak with Alisaie to complete this challenge. Right then, Monago and Mefrid are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, one task is as good as the other. Make your choice, Corinne. And so another 167,000 experience points to us, plus choice of various headwear. I will go with the casting headpiece. It'll be a while before I can use it, but I might as well pick some up anyway. And now our Aether Compass may be now used to locate Aether Currents in new regions. So now both Mefrid and Monago will each have main story quests for us. Now in order to advance the main story, we have to take on both of their options. We can't choose one or the other, we have to complete both series of quests that they will have for us. So, let's go ahead and say ladies first, and speak with Monago for the level 60 challenge entitled A Friend of a Friend in Need. Before she tells you of her mission, Monago has a few things she would like to say. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Sons again for patching me up after I bled all over your floor. I owe you my life and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it was rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good me claiming my duties here couldn't wait, but a parting thank you was the very least you deserved. My apologies. Yeah, and after thinking that you were just going to be someone who's going to lead us right into disaster, I guess you're forgiven there, Monago. And thank you. Now to business. Commander Kemp's entrusted me with a formal reply to be hand-delivered to the Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of our forces. What I need is an escort, 1 or 2 men at most, so we can make it to this wall swiftly and without attracting undue attention. Very well, I shall join you in this. General Alden commands the forces at Castle Morion. It should be simple enough to see it to his hands. Great! That's just what I wanted to hear. When you're ready to depart, meet me at the pass leading out to the Reach. Very well. So we'll come back from Mefrid later when we're done with Monago's quests. So yeah, she's pretty much going to wait for us there. Plus there's also a level 60 side quest we can do while we're in town. Because yeah, they're now going to start offering us side quests as well. And we will want to take advantage of those, because those quests that are marked in blue and with the plus symbol, those are quests that will allow us to obtain additional Aether Currents, so that we can get the opportunity for our Chugbo to fly. So, since we're in the neighborhood, we might as well speak with Olga Ironheart. Is that a sightseeing log? Unless I'm mistaken, do you perchance know of a woman named Milith? I do. What are the odds? Milith is my niece, lest you wonder, and she has told me much and more about you in her letters. Oh, but where are my manners? Olga Ironheart at your service. I'm an explorer like most of my clan, and my niece bade me share with you such knowledge as I've accumulated. Here, lend me your log. Let's see now. Definitely there, there, and there, and there. Yes, that'll just suffice. My explorations have taken me far and wide, but dearest to my heart are the regions of Volamigo, beauteous in their ruggedness, and the lands of the Far East, glorious in their diversity. There are many wondrous sights to be seen in these places, and I've written down the directions to them. Some will prove more difficult to reach than others, but even if you're half as resourceful as Milith says you are, I'm confident you will find them all. And with that, I shall leave you to resume your adventures. Go forth, my friend, and take in such breathtaking vistas as even my father, the great Rodard Ironheart, cannot see in his lifetime. So we got an expansion to our sightseeing log for Stormblood. So you might have seen those before, because I've shown them up in streams. They're blue, spinning, glowing icons that you can access. You have to be standing right on them and use the lookout emote to officially capture them in your log. So let's go ahead and speak with Monago. Got everything you need? Good, then let us be off. And so off go Monago and Alice, eh? So as far as going out into the wild, we actually want to find Monago. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, because I know eventually we're going to be taking her to a certain point. No preference. Yeah, we're going to be taking her to a certain point where we are going to be trying to have her meet with General Alden. So that's going to be necessary for us to do as far as the story is concerned, because that's who she wants to speak with. And I'm still picking up feral opponents. Yeah. All they need to do is just turn their gaze for 1 second and all of a sudden they're on you. Yeah, you approach them with their back turned and you think, oh, I'm gonna be fine, and then all of a sudden, nope. Okay, Monago. Quiet! Hear that? There's the Cerulean engine backfiring. Imperials. Ye gods, you have pre-eternal senses. I didn't hear a thing. When you grow up haunting in these lands, you learn to discern the sounds that can mean life and death, be they of a predator or patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have a 7-man patrol augmented with a single Magitech armor. Wide search pattern divided into 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we shall split up and try to take them all by surprise at the same time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams? 3 of us? Nothing for it then. Where are they? Head north. You should see them long before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be just to the west. Corinne's best equipped to deal with that. We attack in 5. That should be enough time to get into position. Rendezvous on the west bank after. Any questions? No? Then good luck. And so we're gonna go where we've been instructed to, which is actually not all that far. Yeah, Scully needs help taking on this Gagna. Yeah, something else you also may have noticed, if you're someone who watches my videos and is familiar with me using leg sweep, which was originally a default Lancer skill, you'll see that the animation for leg sweep is to use your lance to leg sweep your opponent to cause the stun ability to occur. And I'm going to get this Fopper here for no other reason than the fact that I don't want him running interference. Alright, there we go. Yeah, get him taken out of the... Oh! Now we're not going to be afforded a luxury here. The Gagna comes to say hello too. Yeah, with so many feral opponents, you really have to be on your toes. Yeah, over here. I meant to pull you over, but it didn't work out like that. Okay, shall we see if we can get these things to show up? Alright, I got my set, you got your set. But here, within Stormblood, we can actually help each other out. So I can be able to hurt an opponent that's not my quest in order to help out someone else. So this is really a great feature that they've added into Stormblood, is that you can, even if you're not in party, you can literally help out another person, even if the enemies that you're fighting are in someone else's quest. That is a very impressive change that they've made to Stormblood, and it's definitely my favorite. Come on, get out there, Kieran. There we go. So as we make our way ever closer to Castromorion, we'll rendezvous again with Monago. Looks like the ladies were successful. It looks like everything went to plan. Not that I'm surprised. The 3 soldiers I faced didn't put up much of a fight. Most of the Imperials we get out here are conscripts from other provinces with little training and even less conviction. It's grim work killing men and women like that, but don't doubt that they'd do the same to you if the roles were reversed. And don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or no, a soldier piloting one of those can kill a dozen men in the blink of an eye. Not that I need to tell you that after what happened at the wall. Indeed. So, another 167,000 experience. Plus, we'll go ahead and get a Dragoon's armor. All in future planning. So, up to Monago's next quest for level 60 entitled Signed, Sealed, to be Delivered. Monago would like nothing more than to continue on to Castromorion. Right, I believe we rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices they're missing patrol. Good idea. So now she should be pretty much on the threshold of Castromorion. So back across the Voladina River. Yeah, no, that looks like one of those Sarcophagus enemies, but yeah, in actuality it's just a finely chiseled stone. Probably chiseled by nature itself. So let's make our way up. We're going to ignore that treant and this level 70 rank A hunt. Yeah, if you run a certain distance, the enemy will give up chase on you. Okay, Monago. Whoa, you guys okay? We're clear. Only Alliance patrols ahead. You said the forces at Castromorion were under the command of Fename General Rubon Aldin, did you not? By Rolgar, the role of our amigo himself. I never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet the legend. And so now Rubon is who we speak with in order to complete this quest. In fact, yeah, I'm going to... Actually, I can't cheap it yet because I haven't attuned to the Aetheryte yet at Castor. I feel like such a nerd. Yeah, there is an Aetheryte at Castor, and I neglected to attune to it. Well, we're gonna make it to where we need to be. So yeah, Jenna, we'll get to you in a moment. But first I must deal with this blatantly glaring omission. There we go. Now let's speak with the Flame General, accompanied by his adopted Lalafel's son Pippin. Hello again, General.
It is good to see you again, my friends. I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We have.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monago of Rolga's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
With eyes wide open, no less.
Blood Sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
I'm sure you'll like what you see.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since. The massacres cast a pall over the whole Resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
Can't blame them, can ya?
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
So what are we thinking about?
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
The people need proof of this, Father. Let us show it to them. I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamigan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
Aye. Aye. Once word spread that we'd won a battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
Exactly.
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
Please tell us. With a wide-eyed grin. But yeah, if we want to get it out of him, we'll have to go outside of cutscene. Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at Castellum Volodina, namely the arrival of a shipment rumored to have come from the research and development facilities near the capital containing prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that this armor is to be field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces. Mayhap before the day is out. Damn it all, more Magitech weapons? That's the last thing we need! Your concern is not unwarranted, but we needn't despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and one or possibly two support units. With a well-laid ambush, we are confident we can destroy them all. thus hindering their development and delaying future deployments. And should we carry out this as a joint endeavor with the Resistance, they will have their rallying cry. It will mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go to war with the Empire, but you'd have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fight if they knew they weren't alone, and you were going to have to do it eventually anyway. Exactly, and so what I propose is simple. We harry their patrols to bait them into bringing their prototype weapons to East End, while our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed, and well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with his assessment and fully support his plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plan anon. And so, away she goes. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance, yes? I somehow doubt you were intending to sit this one out. And so, more experience to me. And I'll go with the casting chess piece. And so, now we have a lot of quests to take on here at Castor Morion, so yeah, we'll have no shortage of things to do here for the time being. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself some water and I'll be back in a moment. Alright. Let's go ahead and get the capture card going again. Okay. So, before we continue on with the main quest here that Rubon will have for us, what do you say we go around and help out some of the fellow soldiers that are here? Because with all these side quests available to us, it's actually going to be to our advantage to get these side quests done in order to give ourselves more of a buffer when it comes to dealing with the main story. So, let's go around and get to the first quest, and since Serpent Marshal Brookstone just happens to be conveniently nearby, why don't we take his side quest first? Let's take his level 60 challenge entitled Gross Encounters. The look on Serpent Marshal Brookstone's face suggests he has received some distressing news. Lieutenant Loren, we are in desperate need of your assistance. We dispatched a small unit on what we believe to be a simple extermination mission, but I received an urgent distress call just moments ago. They've been set upon by a giant war bull. To send anyone else would likely only complicate matters, but you have a gift for dealing with such monstrosities. I need you to find them and see to their safety. The war bull was spotted to the east of here, near Pike Falls, but they're certain to have fled. Nevertheless, I would ask you start your search there. So to do that, we must go to the east. But yeah, there's a lot of quests that we can do here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you say that, Mohu. But welcome to my channel. Hopefully, well, whatever you're dealing with gets alleviated soon, because they have stated that they are going to fix the problem with by the end of tomorrow morning. They are doing a maintenance early tomorrow morning, so hopefully you'll be able to deal with that sooner rather than later, and you'll be able to get back on the road again. So yeah, I'm guessing you're one of the many who have been having to deal with the game's early release issues. So while we're here, we need to find this flame recruit here, but we're gonna have to get through this slushy to get to him. Yeah, hopefully the maintenance will resolve that issue with whatever it is, and you'll be able to be just fine. So let's go ahead and speak with the flame recruit. An adventurer? Please, you have to help. The mobile, they drew it away to save me, but they're no match for such beasts. They've gone to the bridge south of here. Go before it's too late. Alright, so now we have to find a serpent recruit from the Twin Adder. Yeah, helping you out with the little battle litany, because I like to be nice like that. So, in case you're wondering, no, you cannot jump off the waterfall here, because it's considered to be too high. No, we gotta go around. And I'm gonna have to drop off here. Yeah, when they talked about a Morble, they were not kidding. And this recruit's accompanied by a Storm member of Maelstrom. While we chased them away, the Serpent Marshal sent you? Oh, thank heavens. Any longer and we'd likely be in the Morble's belly. Felling such a fiend is beyond the likes of us. Perhaps you'll be willing to carry on in our stead? Another of our comrades, Flame Sergeant Dodogon, has taken to high ground to better survey the area and provide us with information on our targets. Use this link pearl to speak with him and track down the Morble. I will see the others safely back to Castamorion. We're counting on you. That beast cannot be suffered to remain in these lands. Oh, there's the link pearl right there. Hello? Who is this? The silent type, eh? Well, the Warrior of Light always was a silent protagonist. Well, follow my instructions and we'll see that overgrown weed is exterminated once and for all. It seems to be heading for the Striped Hills. It's fast, but I think I can keep an eye on it until you get there. So now Scout is gonna bring out some extra reinforcements with her little friend, her little chocobo. And we gotta go across the bridge here in order to continue on. Yeah. Try catching up with me, will ya? We have to specify the location that he requests of us. And hopefully we'll be able to find it. I'm gonna go ahead and check around the area to see where he wants us to stand, plus revealing a little bit of the map never hurt anyone. But yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of real estate to cover. But if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be... Okay, yep, there it is. Right near the... Yeah, I knew it was around this torn down building. Oh. But if I want to continue on, combat is required. There we go. Let's check the destination here. Here's the link pole again. Do you see anything? It was there just a moment ago. Wait, it's over there to the north. North it is. Yeah, I can't help but love giving out battle litany. Even when it's not needed. Yeah, there we go. And I think, yeah, she knows where it is. I'm ready to fight if you come any closer. So let's check out this area, and we're gonna get cutscene. So where is this Morbol anyway? Then something catches my eye. There's it. There it is. There it is. The Morbol should be right ahead. If I didn't know any better, I would have swear you've trucked animals before. At any rate, there's nothing else I can do from here. It's up to you now to put an end to things. Good luck. Yeah, let's go ahead and get our fill of this Morbol. Yeah, you're gonna pay for making these poor people run all over the place. Oop, grab. Then we'll stay clear from there. And there we go. Yeah, the greatest Morbol, huh? We'll see about that. Yeah, not that this is really a pertinent thing to say, and holy cow, Skyla, you took quite a lot of damage. But as I was saying, not that it means anything here, but I much prefer the Morbols in Final Fantasy XII because, oh, no wonder Skyla was taking damage. We also got the attention of an Earth Sprite. Well, I guess we'll have to beat you too. Aw, what? Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Yeah, we didn't even notice that we had drawn the attention of an Earth Sprite too. Well, thankfully, I do have a white mage available. Yeah, get up. Back on your feet, Skyla. Yeah, one of the great things of being a multi-purpose warrior, being able to do all sorts of various things to help out others. But don't worry, I gotcha. Yeah, she wants to get her revenge, you can tell. Yeah, now that we've accomplished our mission, we can jump back to Orient. Well, since I really don't know how that works there, Mohu, I wouldn't know how to respond to that. So let's speak with Brookstone to complete this challenge. Excellent work. Thanks to you, we were able to keep casualties to a minimum. As Flame Sergeant Dodogun tells it, you are every bit the adventurer they say. It's not often anyone can elicit praise from him. In fact, he's offered to buy you a drink when he next returns to Castrum Orient. Well, yeah, I guess I have to finish the quest first. On behalf of all the soldiers here, you have my sincerest thanks. We're quite fortunate to have one such as you among our ranks. Glad I could help. So, 83,000 experience points because of the side quest, plus choice of necklaces. I'll go with the Dragoon's necklace. And I'll take your party invite there, Skyla. I think it only makes sense. So, let's keep going around and taking on other side quests. We'll help out Queen Compay here with his level 60 challenge entitled Food for Thought. Queen Compay simply wishes everyone could get along. Have you ever seen such a disagreeable lot? It seems at all hours of the day someone somewhere is provoking a fight between soldiers. Not even during meals can we enjoy a moment's peace. I'd love nothing more than to resolve whatever problem has everyone so ruffled, but to raise my concerns will likely drag me into their quarreling. Perhaps you could speak with the men? I doubt they would lash out at an adventurous, innocent inquiry. I believe we could do that. So yeah, there are 3 different soldiers we need to speak to, including Loskirs of the Maelstrom. Do I hold any complaints? Have you tasted the salt they serve us here? Soldiers from the Twin Adders were put in charge of provisions, and it's been nothing but fruits and vegetables ever since. This is no way for a man to live. Meat, fish, anything to spare us from the monotony of this vegetarian nightmare. I swear if I have to force down one more salad. Yeah, given where we are in the world, it's not all that surprising that the people of Gridania prefer something on the lighter side. Which isn't going to fill up this big burly Rogadin here, that's for sure. In the meantime, hello there Nate, welcome to the stream, glad to have you with us this morning. Next up here is Pip, a soldier of the Temple Knights. What I wouldn't give for a home-cooked meal. Go on. Upset? Heavens no, the Twin Adders have been nothing short of hospitable since our arrival. I can only imagine the burden they bear with so many mouths to feed. Well, you seem to be doing okay. You seem happy about the circumstances. But what about Kakalai of the Immortal Flames? What say you? Now that you mention it, the men have been rather irritable of late, doubly so after eating. Not that I can blame them. There's no telling when the Guardians will strike next. So, how will that help us in regards to Quincompe's quarry and his little conundrum? So let's tell him what we were told. So provisions was to blame. After so many years of such lean meals when on duty, I never thought to question it. Well, we certainly lack the means to give them a taste of their homelands, but we can certainly try to add a dash of spice to our cooking. Might I trouble you for help just a while longer? I'd like to prepare a Gearbonian dish for the men, and see if it does aught to lift their spirits. The recipe is simple enough, but the ingredients are not so easily acquired. The first and most important ingredient is meat from the sarcophagus. You'll like to find them in or near the Volodina River. Oh, and I'll also need a few Volodina mushrooms, say 3 or so. Bring me those and I can prepare a mouth-watering meal for the troops. Very well. 3 sarcophagus and 3 Volodina mushrooms. So yeah, we're going to go into expanded territory to find some of this stuff. Might as well go this way first. If for no other reason than to get some mushrooms. Because yeah, they won't be going by the river. Okay, yeah, I knew the mushroom was going to be hiding around this tree somewhere. And it's not the only spot that we have to find them. And these things are going to, of course, be scattered all around the orange circle. Oh, there's another one. I think the last one's on high ground. Yep, there it is. There we go. Now we need to kill some sarcophagus. Now it's time to go back down towards the Volodina River, as was requested of us. Oh, but yeah, I kind of need to. Yeah, I was trying to make sure I could find the path again. Because yeah, you get the initial straightforward right through, straight down the middle, and then you have to divert your attention to going around in order to get to the Volodina River. And that rank A hunt is still there? Well, let's see if we can't find these things. Yeah, there's one, actually two right over there. Alright, time to go pick some fights. Yeah, the Kieran was a diversion. Oop, look out for that AoE. Alright, first one is dead. Yeah, that'll stun you for a while. I'll show you a thing or two. There we go. And then there's one more right over here. And in the meantime, another new viewer joins us, Mystic Plays. Welcome to Let's Play Novaura Autism. Nice to welcome you to the channel. Good to have you with us this morning. This game, this is the second expansion of Final Fantasy XIV, officially released today, and the story centers around trying to drive away the bad guys from two different territories that they've had under occupation for a long time, and who really do not take lightly to insubordination. So it's our responsibility to drive them out of these areas. We're currently in the first area right now. We've just only started. And so we're helping out not only to deal with that, but also to deal with the various issues that the locals have. If you've ever played games like Skyrim, where there's a lot of quests to do to help out various people, this is in a way like that. There are lots of different side quests you can do in order to finish them and help build up your experience meter. So let's finish this quest with Queen Compay. Did you have any trouble procuring the ingredients? Actually, not at all. Wonderful, simply wonderful. I should also mention the strangest thing happened while you were away. A few of the men came by to speak with me about our provisions. Your asking about camp likely spurred them to action. Now that we better understand their grievances, we plan to take better care to supply with the men with cooking palatable to more than just us Gridanians. As they say, variety is the spice of life. And indeed it is. So, another 83,000 experience points comes our way. ESO? I think I've heard of that before. So yeah, let's continue on our little circle of side quests. And hiding around here in the corner is Miss Lucine. Let's speak with her for her level 60 challenge entitled Doing Her Part. Serpent Sergeant Lucine seems to have a lot on her plate. Sergeant Lucine at your service. Oh, I would be if I were not so terribly busy. I've been tasked with assessing the environmental impact of the Guardians' occupation of Girabania. There is so much to do, yet my superiors never thought to assign anyone to assist me. Can you believe it? I fear I will never finish at my present pace, unless... Do you suppose you have time to gather a few samples for me? 3 from the soil amidst the Magitech wreckage in East End, and 1 from the Volodina River. No need to rush, there is plenty here to keep me occupied until you return. Oh, really? Okay, hold on. Kuroneko wants to join us? Alright. I don't know what spurred this, but sure. I mean, we know who you are. We'd love to have you join us. That was unexpected, but welcome, Kuroneko. We're glad to have you join the Tales. Yeah, I'll admit I was not expecting that. Not the least of which would have been on the official launch day of the game. But yeah, we know who Kuroneko is. So yeah, if we want these soil samples, we'll likely have to deal with the tree ants. Yeah, of course. The moment I try and get a soil sample, he turns, looks, and notices what I'm doing, and has to come and give me a whole mess of trouble. Yeah, you take that. Oh, okay, Elder Scrolls Online. It's like, I should know that acronym from somewhere. And then our next soil sample is gonna have to be conveniently right next to another tree ant. Yeah, these tree ants, they are, like I said, they are pests. They are pests to say the least, and they will not hesitate to harass you about the first opportunity they can get. And don't wander too far there, Skyla. There we go. Got another soil sample. And so, yeah, our next two are conveniently up to the northeast. Oh, okay. Got it. Well, while we're going along, we might as well take advantage of the conveniently located ether currents. Touching this will allow us an opportunity to have a better chance of being able to fly in this territory. So the more of these ether currents I collect, and the more quests I do that are associated with ether currents, the better chance I'll get to be able to use my mounts to fly wherever I would like. And you have to do it for every new territory that you go into. Also, I realized we didn't have to cross the bridge. That wasn't necessary. But yeah, I'm still getting used to this map. Still getting used to the map. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to take part in the fate. But maybe next time, right? So yeah, there's the next soil sample. And once you know it, look what's standing right in front of the thing. A tree ant. Yeah, these things just love to drive you nuts. Ooh, 8,000 points on a crit hit. Not too shabby. So let's go ahead and pick up our last soil sample. And then run to the water. So yeah, thankfully we don't have to go too far in order to pick up our water sample. So I'm shocked that it doesn't pretty much say, here, you can go stand anywhere you want within the river and you can obtain your sample. So we've got the samples that Lucien asked for. So let's warp back to Castamorial. Okay. So let's give what we have to Miss Lucien. Hello there. Oh, you've returned. Did you bring the samples? We have. Splendid, absolutely splendid! Thank you ever so much. Everyone seems so preoccupied with battle, there likely wouldn't be a surveying of the land had I not volunteered. I do not question the importance of this fight with the Golians, but we have a duty to maintain the natural balance of the forests. Thanks to your efforts, I am one step closer to determining how much work it will require to do so. And so with that, another 83,000 experience points comes to us. So let's continue to go around the loop here. Got this member of the Maelstrom Grain Company out of Limsa, who surprisingly comes equipped with a bow and arrow, which is rather surprising because big burly Rogadins like him are usually seen wielding axes and other heavy weapons like that. So let's speak with him for this level 60 challenge entitled Prison Break. This Maelstrom officer seems somewhat irritated. Oh, an adventurer. Perhaps you can help me. 3 of our prisoners escaped from their cells during the guard change last night. Thankfully, scouts from the Twin Adder have already ascertained the location. They don't seem to have noticed they are being followed, and if the fates are kind, we can take them unawares. They are formidable combatants in their own right, however, and it was more trouble enough to taking them into custody in the first place. The more capable of my men are presently out in the field, so I would ask for your assistance. Their prisoners were last spotted heading toward a cave along the Varodina River. Let us hurry, while we still have the element of surprise. And so off he runs out into the field. And so we will go accompany him. So yeah, we want to go up over there. And since I keep running into the same problem over and over again, why don't we just hold to the right here? As much as we can. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Yeah, it's still taking time to get used to this map. But I'm figuring it out as we go along. So we want to make a turn here. Now we want to follow the banks of the river rather than go into it. So, once we avoid this tree ant, hopefully... No, of course we can't. They just can't leave well enough alone. They're pests for a reason. They're very much pests for a reason. And there we go. Yeah, let's deal with this problem. That one's dead. And over here. And they're dead. Success! Yeah, officer, you looks like you had a bit of issue on your own. Thank goodness you came. It seems the one caught by surprise was me. I was ambushed before I could even step foot near the cave. None of this would have happened had changing of the guard not been so handled so carelessly. No doubt it was those bungalows from the immortal flames. Or perhaps... On second thought, never mind. This isn't something you need to hear. Let us return to Castle Morion. Very well, sir. But then, where are the people who are trying to capture? Yeah, we don't know yet. So, let's go ahead and speak with the officer to complete this current challenge. Oh, there you are. I spoke with our scouts on the Twin Arrows. It turns out that they were in fact discovered by the prisoners shortly after we departed. What's more, they claim to have laid markers along the river to warn us. The problem, however, is these markers are unfamiliar to any save the Twin Arrows, lest their enemies realize what they are. It has become painfully clear that there is still much to be done if the ground companies are to function together as a single cohesive unit. We cannot assume that one company is familiar with the stratagems of another. Though we cannot recapture the prisoners, today will serve as a stark reminder to all of us to be better prepared and more open in communicating with one another. Thank you again for your aid. I should hope when next we meet it will be under more favourable circumstances. I hope you're right there, sir. So another 83,000 experience points. So yeah, we keep inching ever closer to the elusive level 61. Go ahead and start my capture card. Yeah, what have you guys... We've been at this for almost 2 hours now. What's been your take on what you've seen so far? Because yeah, we've already helped out quite a few people in and around Castromoyan. Some for the good, others in the case of our Maelstrom friend, not necessarily as much. But hopefully they'll be able to find the prisoners who escaped before long. Right. Let's now continue on our way with some more side quests. And since this one's nearby, we can go ahead and take on this one. Loskirs has a quest for us that's going to have an Aether Current, so let's go ahead and take his. The level 60 challenge entitled Magic Technical Failure. Captain Loskirs has lost something very important. Corin Lorena, the Twin Adults, just the woman I wanted to see. We've misplaced a number of Gallian drones taken from Balsol's wall, and by misplaced I mean the damn things sprang to life and stormed out of the base. They need to be dealt with before any civilians come to harm. Being familiar with Magitech as you are, I can think of no one better to assist us. If you will be willing to help, go and speak with Lieutenant Gnipa. She is overseeing the initiative to terminate the drones. So the lieutenant is going to be over this way, where conveniently our next side quest will be, but that'll come after we speak with the lieutenant here. Ah, Colonel Wren, your assistance is greatly appreciated. The drones were not in our possession for very long, but a cursory inspection showed they are made with a hereto therefore unknown metal alloy. They are all but impervious to traditional firearms, which is why we commissioned Garland Ironworks to fashion a weapon capable of penetrating their armor. It has been fitted with a suit of It has since been fitted to a suit of Magitech armor, which I would ask you to pilot. If I am not mistaken, this will not be the first time you piloted one of these suits. It should take you no time then to familiarize yourself with the controls. Now, the drones were last sighted due east of here and to the north along the Volodina River. I feel that capturing them is out of the question, so do whatever you deem necessary to stop them. Very well. So she hooks us up with a suit of Magitech armor, and we'll go ahead and make use of it. Yeah, do you really want to take me on in this? I don't think you want to take me on in this. It will be ill-advised. Highly ill-advised. Like, what are you doing? Screw off. And once again, I follow the standard path in the standard direction. I always do that. I just follow the path, and it takes me to where the wrong way is. And the sad thing is that it's the initial path. So the path that takes you to the left is not initially apparent. And also I've discovered that I've walked too far, because I was expounding on the issues of trying to read the map correctly, as well as following paths unnecessarily. Well, anyway, Scott has my back for a reason. But yeah, that is a very confusing path that leads you out, and that you can't clearly see the path that takes you to the west, or the north in this instance. And that all you do is you end up running into a bridge across a river before you find out that you've gone the wrong way. So yeah, it is very misleading. Alright, where are these things? Oh, come on, recharge, recharge. Oh, it stuns them, okay. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just something that you use as an attack. Come on, get it. There we go. Alright, now we can get out of this and go back to the captain. Yeah, I'm so used to AoE attacks and Magitech armor being able to hit multiple targets with normal damage. So to have that one do otherwise is counterintuitive. Alright, Los Cures. Welcome back. I take it the drones have been disposed of then. Excellent work. We were quite fortunate for your presence, save for Lieutenant Ipa. None of my men can even activate a suit of Magitech armor, let alone pilot one in combat. I only pray that isn't to our detriment in the future. There's still plenty more of those drones out there along Balsal's wall, if any more of them should suddenly stir. At any rate, we will continue working with Garland Ironworks so that should such a day come, we will be ready. So we get 83,000 experience points plus our first in-quest Ether Currents. And so, next, over here. To this Resistance Fighter. Let's speak with them for the level 60 challenge entitled, What a Tangled Web We Weave. This Resistance Fighter seems to be waiting for someone. You're one of those adventurers, right? Always running around offering help to those in need. Good, because I could certainly use some right about now. One of our new recruits was supposed to make a short patrol around the Comet's tail, and he should have been back a few bells ago. I want you to come with me and make sure he's alright. Follow me. Alright, so this guy is going to be in the middle there. Now this time we want to hold to the left. Because we gotta use it to go to the left and then we gotta double back to the right. Oh sure, I'm gonna get heavied. And since I cannot get my little thing to move the way I want it to, we're pretty much forced to fight it. Forced to stay my ground, I guess. Now, of course, I was going to get hit with heavy. I mean, I know what you're thinking. I could have just gotten out of that with backflip, right? Well, yeah, it's true. It's just I never thought of using it. Plus, when you're trying to make an escape, it doesn't help. That doesn't help either. I don't know why that level 70 is attacking me. He's not supposed to be attacked unless he's provoked. So now we want to weave our way around. Climb past the tree ant. And find our way over this direction. You know, in fact, we're going to run right over the guy. There you are. I found him, but it seems we've got another problem. Go on, tell her what you told me. Right. I was making my rounds as I always do when I was assaulted by a group of giant spiders. I panicked and ran, but in my haste I dropped my satchel, which contained a rather important set of documents. I came back here to retrieve them, but the spiders... They took the bag and went down into that rather large hole over there. I meant to go after them, but I considered having to fight them off in the dark, and soon thought better of it. I think I know how to flush them out. They don't take too kindly to our noses. Here, take a few of these firecrackers and toss them down there. Oh, nope. You don't have to run. And I think I have to use them too. And they snap and fall into the hole. So now we want to drop down here. Oh, nope, I skipped. Shit. I skipped a part. But on the bright side, I found an Aether Current. Yeah, for some reason... Yeah, I've done this before, but only once. You figure I would have had the memory to think that, yeah, you did this once before, but you had to let the fighter know what you did first. So yeah, let's go back to him. You used all of them? Good. When the spiders skit out into the open, that'll give you your chance to strike. You'll need to be quick, otherwise they'll like to retreat into the shadows. If you jump down, you can get the drop on them. So yeah, we must be dismounted in order to do this. There we go. Alright, hit the ground running. And right into their waiting hands. Yeah, I was about to say, they gave me vulnerability up. Thankfully, though, we stopped them. Thankfully, though, we did stop them. So now we gotta get back up atop. I mean, it's gotta gonna need my help. Oh, no. I don't think she does. I think it's because we're in a party that I think I killed the stuff for you. Because you actually did that for me already. With striding the Magitech armor, you killed off the Magitech minions before I got a chance to get there, and thus the quest counted for both of us. I think that's what happened there, Scala. So let's speak with the Resistance fighter again. Holy hells, I didn't think you'd actually do it. That was incredible. Thank you, miss. Now I can go and retrieve my satchel. Well, there's no need to rush. It's been a long day and I'm sure the satchel's not going anywhere. For now, let's head back to Castle Morion where I can give you proper thanks. Yeah, I think how it works, Skyla, is that if we're together as a party officially, then if we're doing the same quest, we can actually clear everything for each other without the other person having to be there. So let's go ahead and speak with the Resistance fighter to complete the quest. Thanks again for all your help. All that stuff is to go and retrieve those documents, and hopefully forget all this ever happened. You see, this isn't the first time I've dealt with those spiders. I was born and raised in these parts, and I've hunted more than my fair share of those eight-legged nightmares in my time. It's why I knew how to use those firecrackers. East End used to be teamed with them, and I thought we'd wiped them all out. Apparently not. I can only hope this doesn't mean we've got an infestation on our hands. If more of those things start turning up again, you can bet I'll be ready. And so another 83,000 experience points to us, plus a choice of a necklace. I'll take the casting one. Okay, so as far as quests are concerned, we've cleared out all the side quests that we can for now. There will be more once we get to level 61, but for now, the main quest awaits. So yeah, we've kept the General waiting for a while, so let's go ahead and take on his level 60 challenge entitled Best Served with Cold Steel. Rubon knows exactly what he would like you to do. We've been careful to avoid all needless shows of force to this side of the wall, but that's all about to change. And when it does, you may be sure they'll send new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation, but from that look I see it as a foregone conclusion. My thanks. Per Pippin's plan, we need to turn East End into Imperial Graveyard. You're a dab hand at this and I'd be a fool not to use you. Head to this spot on your map. Right here, aye. A patrol should be along shortly. Deal with them, then rendezvous with me with the rest of us at this location. Go well, Corinne. And so, we must go to the direction they point out for us, which is going to be near the river. Let's see if I can hold as far left as I possibly can, which naturally means I'll run into more enemies, but hey, it's for the right reasons. Even if it means I must be chased relentlessly by tree ants and bees. Especially tree ants that can do that. Yeah, I took the hit for you, Skyla. I took a hit for you. And now she has to take one from me, I guess. Yeah, like I said, these things are a nuisance. And they'll remain that way until we no longer have to deal with their crap. And let's check out the area. Alright, she's got the Lacarius, I've got the Signifier. There we go. Now we have to go back to the other side. Oh, hey there, Snow. Welcome. I don't know if this is in my power yet, but if you're able to encourage Tham's audience or Tham to do a Tham raid at the end of his Final Fantasy XIII stream to come over here, please do so. I know it's not my power, but if you could give him some encouragement, that would be great. Now I gotta get over to the opposite side of the river. Trying as best we can, although always failing to avoid the tree ants. So we want to get down to this bridge over here. Now, if you were watching my stream a few days ago, you might remember that this one particular spot right here was the bane of the existence of many people in early access. People who were trying to get into this quest were not able to do so due to a bug in the coding, and as a result, people had to wait for at least 2 days to get their crack at this forced encounter. But now that all has been resolved, we can hopefully get to see how this battle is going to unfold. Let's team up with Rubon and get ready for some fighting. All went to plan then. Good. Our scouts report that a unit escorting the prototype weapons has left Castellum Volodina. The resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive. So let's go ahead and take this challenge. So Alice is also alongside us, along with a couple members of the Alliance. Yeah, there they are, led by a guy you might be familiar with.
Grim for us after Cartano, didn't they? Oh, how they doubted us. Yet here we are, right as rain, with fancy new toys to put through their paces. It's like all my name days have come at once!
Yeah, he bragged about that before, did Mr. Grinwell, when we first encountered him at the end of Heaven's Ward on the fields of Cartano, and we beat him. So now we have to do so again. Along with his lackeys, and that suit of Magitech armor. So yeah, let's go ahead and make ourselves known.
Well, 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 if it isn't Garland's little troublemaker. I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head.
Well, bring it on.
That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush. Attack!
And so, hopefully, let's get it on. But not like Marvin Gaye. Come on. Alright, it's on. First order of business, very simple. Take out the lackeys. Also take out the slashes if you can, because they're gonna chase you relentlessly. But yeah, everyone's gonna be fighting their own opponent. It's up to you to make sure that whenever slashes come, you deal with them. These guys can hold their own, but when the slashes come around, you must preoccupy yourself with them.
Damn you!
And so yeah, of course we get the classic Guardian Empire battle music for this confrontation. Yeah, let's weaken you a little bit there. In fact, I should be attacking the prototype, shouldn't I? I mean, not that it matters, but maybe it does. Yeah, since for those of us who got stuck waiting so long to actually get this quest, probably will not have the best memory of how to do it. We might find ourselves at this for a little longer than I thought. Yeah, this guy's suddenly focused on his quarry. Alright, slashers coming around the third time, and this time there's 4 of them. And now there's AoE to contend with.
I've gotcha.
Now, you get to prove that there, Grinwat. Yeah, so far to this point you have failed to prove yourself to your superiors in the Guardian Empire. Come over here, if you would please, so that I can do this! Pow! Yeah. How you like that, sucker? Ooh, get out of the way. Ah, crap, I got hit. Keep that blood the dragon flowing. Now, you're not under any serious pressure to win this fight. Just keep the guys here at bay, because yeah, you're never really in too much danger here. But there is a round 2 that you're gonna have to contend with. Yeah, it is. But I want to thin their numbers as well. I want to get satisfaction out of that. I demand satisfaction, sir. And let's cut a crossover. Whoa. Yeah, now they're stacking this stuff. In fact, I think you're actually encouraged to do this way because of what happens in round 2. Yeah, ring it. And then a little altitude. Ooh, 5,200 on a crit here for the jump. I like that. I don't quite like that though. But I'll jump into you regardless. Yeah, and as you can see, I'm not hurting for TP at all. One of the main reasons is because they've also changed the TP allotments to make them less so that you don't run out of TP, especially in a prolonged battle like this one. I think the situation has now come to the point where I need to focus on the prototype itself. Especially since Alex is actually looking a bit worse, and that's not what we wanted. Yeah, I think I may have erred a bit here. Oh, I'm being scammed.
You'll be weeping blood!
Weeping blood? I think I have second wind. Yeah, I think this is on me because I think I let this draw out too long.
Tizona!
Yeah, and then we're gonna get a little help here. Oh, what? I thought that was us. What? Okay. Yeah, that's on me. Yeah, I think I was supposed to solely focus the armor. Nightmares commence. Oh, and you're done. Oh, great. Well, let's try this again, shall we? Now, for some reason, I thought that you were supposed to do, that you were supposed to beat the ads. As in all of them. And I thought that little AoE thing was on our side, not theirs. I don't know, Alice. I could have sworn that was our AoE, because blue AoE is supposed to be good. Orange AoE is supposed to be bad. Alright, focus all the attention on the big guy. I could have sworn I could just fight the big or the ads with no consequence. Oh, how wrong I was. Now we gotta go through all this crap again. Oh! Yeah, let's focus on just the armor itself. Bard OP apparently? Apparently so. You want to aware of your own strength. Okay, you guys actually do take damage. So I can fight you without issue. Okay, how come I can't fight those guys out there, but I can fight you guys? What's that all about? Yeah, that's visually misleading. It's still available there, Snow. I actually have it in my repertoire.
You'll be weeping blood!
Hey, you want to bring it? Yeah, you want to bring it, bitch? Well, yeah, you do. Alright, here's where it's supposed to be favorable. That's supposed to be...
As a raging bull!
Yeah, that's what was supposed to happen. I have no idea why I didn't do that before. Yeah, I'm running it for no other reason than the fact that I don't want to dirty my hands with AoE. Yeah, just bust through. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree, Scotta. Alright, we stopped this round. He who fights and runs. What the? Who in the hell's are you lot? Members of the Alamegan Resistance, that's who. For all amigo! Let none escape! Yeah, you ain't getting out of this one. Where's that suit of Magitek armor? Because now we have to deal with a little something they call an enrage timer. Gotta destroy this thing before self-destruct, or else we have to start this process all over again. Thankfully, if you're item level 270 like I am, this is easy. Yeah, don't worry about anything that's going on around you, just focus on this. Well, we're not even gonna get that far there, Grinwat. There we go. Yeah, that's weird that I could beat some ads and some I couldn't. That's so weird. And no, Scout, we can't help you. We're kind of interested in watching this thing go boom.
Oh! Damn it all! Miracles of Magitek design, my arse! I've passed harder stools than these piles of scrap.
And by the way, you still have to deal with us.
Mark my words, the next time we meet will be the last!
And so away he runs. Yeah, there we go.
Run and tell your Viceroy! The day belongs to Alamigo! Yeah!
Yeah!
Where's my weapon? Yeah, everyone else has theirs, Wraith, but where's mine? Yeah, where did mine go? Well done, all of you. I call this operation a resounding success. Can't say I'm surprised. The Bull of Alamigo had an impressive military record before he went west, as I recall. Credit where it's due, Master Kemp. 'Twas Marshal Terrapin who made this plan, and all of you, Resistance and Alliance alike, who carried it out to perfection. Aye, that they did. Not a single casualty, for which I am grateful beyond words. I have no doubt our comrades back at the Reach will feel the same. As will ours. It's been a pleasure, General. Until the next battle. Monago, I leave the Scions in your care. We shall return to the costume then. Corinne, Mistress Leveilleur, once more you have my thanks. As Master Kemp said, until the next battle. Yeah, with a confident smirk. Oh, Monago, why do you say we complete this challenge? At long last. I'd heard the stories, but to actually see you in action, I almost found myself pitying the Imperials. Seriously, though, it was inspirational. Oh, but you must be tired of hearing that, eh? I'll keep it simple then. Thanks for all the help out there. And so, another 167,000 experience points comes my way. I don't have to get hit by that. And I guess I'll be taking a sword. So yeah, let's go ahead and take on Monago's next challenge. Level 60, entitled Let Fill Your Hearts with Pride. Monago is ready to return to Rhalgr's Reach. Well, there's no reason to remain here any longer. Let's get back to the Reach. And so, yep, it's just a simple warp back. But yeah, where was my lance? It disappeared! Alright, hold on. Yeah, give me a moment. There we go. Alright, let's hustle back over to Monago. I'm sure she's been waiting for a while. So let's give her the good news. Because, yeah, the dawn is about to come for a new day. And this is one that the people here at Rhalgr's Reach will certainly be grateful for. Hi, Monago. You didn't have to take part in the operation, but you did. You went above and beyond what was asked of you without hesitation, and for that we owe you a debt. Our victory may not count for much in practical terms, but its symbolic value can't be overstated. Alliance and Resistance fighters came together to face an Imperial unit, equipped with Golemal's newest weapons, and smashed them! The people will remember this day. Aye, that they will, for it marks the beginning of something far greater than any single victory. The beginning of a campaign by a united Eorzea to drive the Gallians from our lands. Promises and platitudes mean naught without action, but the Alliance took the field and risked their lives for our cause. To think that the last time Gridanian troops trod this soil was more than a century ago during the Autumn War, and that was to defend against our invasion. Yeah, Ala Mhigo has actually gone against Gridania before. Ours is a long and bloody history to be sure, and it gives me heart to see that despite our acrimonious past, we can still come together for the sake of the future. Well said, Commander, which is why I intend to go from village to village and spread word of our victory and our new alliance. Corinne, Alice, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. The people will flock to our banners, my friends, just you wait and see. And so with that, another 167,000 guild quests, plus choice weapons. I will be of course taking the Trident. So we've obtained our first significant success here in Ala Mhigan territory. So now we have to go and get ourselves some more success. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Well, it stopped recording. Yeah, we'll let it do what it needs to do and then get back to it. So yeah, for some reason I really thought that you could be able to do that fight and beat every ad. I don't know why I convinced myself that was possible. Because yeah, in round 1 obviously you saw we failed. And it of course was not the intention. Yeah, that is exactly the last thing that was on my mind, but yeah. I'm so surprised that we now have Kuroneko joining our free company. I mean, yeah, to be certain, we can definitely expect a lot from Kuroneko joining us. In fact, I think that because of her success and the number of skills that she has to offer, she definitely will start off very high in our FC. Yeah, that's... I'll have to ask Kuron why she wanted to come and join us. Well, that can always wait for A, when she's next on, and B, when we're not streaming. Okay. So... now that we've taken on Monago's challenges and cleared those successfully, it's now time to speak with Conrad's other associate, Mefrid. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, Mefrid is actually someone we saw a long time ago back in the Realm Reborn Let's Play. And you'll find out why as we go along. Let's speak with him to take on the level 60 challenge entitled A Familiar Face Forgotten. Mefrid cannot help but wonder if you remember who he is. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we'd meet again here of all places. Though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? Actually, of course I remember you. I'm impressed. Given everything you went on to accomplish, you'd be forgiven for forgetting all about your time in Quarry Mill. Suffice it to say, we didn't forget about you either, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Little Alamigo where Galleon was occurring. Gondobald was my former commander and an old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to expand our unit. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alamigo and others went to Uldar for work. But as you can see, I chose to come back to Girabania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagana. Alagana? If you're going there, you're taking me with you. Oh, that's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you, Lise? By all means, we'd welcome the company. So yeah, we'll have Lise on our side this time. There'll be more to it than just asking around, but we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. And so away we shall go. So off we go to a brand new territory. You know, we've been to places we've already been before, but where we're going next is completely different. Hey, Mefrid. This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Alagana. Clear the barricade if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villages than there are out here, but also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully. Okay, that's weird. I got a... Oh, no preference. I got a comment here that was just posted in my notifications. It says, so glad they cleaned some of the trash out. Which I'm guessing is someone's response to... I'll explain in a moment.
I remember the peaks of Girabania. Silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity. Who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Yeah, there's a lot of torn down stuff around here. So yeah, once again using another secret passage! So yeah, I got a notification from someone who was playing Dragoon and was watching my video that I posted back on Friday in regards to the various modifications to the skill sets for Dragoon, and they felt like that they were glad that some of the wasteful abilities were being thrown out. Which I wouldn't necessarily have called them wasteful. I mean, I found ways to use them. So anyway, my friend, let's go ahead and speak with you. We have a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. So far as the Imperials are concerned, this is no more than a testament to the savage impulses of a lesser race. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The village is to the east. Keep watchful patrols as we move. Very well. Alright, Scala, let's ride. Yeah, among the various enemies we'll be having to deal with in this place include a level 70 Scorpion, but that's obviously a rank A hunt. We got wind sprites around here. And then Mefred and Lise are at the crossroads. Nary an Imperial in sight, that's a mercy. Alagon is due east past that bridge. Follow me, it's not much further. And away we shall go. But yeah, among the things you have to fight include moths. Moths are among the enemies that have to be dealt with in and around Alagana, as well as other giant insects like grasshoppers. And that one wants a piece of me, apparently. But I won't give him the satisfaction. We're not going to give him the satisfaction of such a thing. These grasshoppers really want a piece of me, they're going to have to chase me all the way to Alagana, but I can assure you that the people will not be so receptive towards such a dastardly thing. And hey there, Tham Raiders! Welcome to the morning session of day 1 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood here at Let's Play Novaura Autism. Nice to welcome you to the channel. Please like, subscribe, and stick around, because we're going to be doing this over the duration of the remainder of the week, so we certainly hope that if you're into Final Fantasy XIV, you'll be sticking around, because we'll be doing these hopefully 3 times a day, and trying to have as much fun as possible, trying to clear as much content as we can. So, let's go ahead and speak with Mefred to take on the next, or rather the continuation and the conclusion of this quest. But yeah, hello there to Sarium, Astrid, Sinful One, Diogo, and Glass Nation, among others. You can rest easy, we made it. This is Alagana. It feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined it would be... Oh, sorry, that has nothing to do with why we're here. We need recruits. Aye, we do. But as I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of the people were taken in by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall never to return. It wasn't just them though. Folks from all over, including some of my former comrades, answered his call to arms. As for why we came to this particular village, it's rumored that Alagana lost a few youths as well. If there's truth to that, then there could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they may be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the Resistance, and rightfully so. So with all that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving a speech in the village square. No doubt. Not if you didn't want the place to be burnt to the ground, no. You might as well piss in the Viceroy's eye. You'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. We must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact he can be trusted. We'll listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's hope there are still some brave men and women here willing to fight. Now with that, we'll get ourselves another 167,000 experience points. So let's go ahead and take on Meffred's next level 60 challenge entitled The Prodigal Daughter. Meffred would like to introduce you to the village elder. Ragnfrid, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. Very well, we shall do that. And Kuna, I'll consider it. But I'll... oh, never mind. Someone got it for me. Okay, Ragnfrid. You're the man in charge around here. Let's see what you have to say. Don't you know, traveller? You're merchants. You'll not find much custom here. Greetings to that elder, and sincerest apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Alagana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Oh, you are comrades of Mifrid, I see. I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. Yeah, plain on its face, isn't it? The Griffin came with many men and left with many more, such is the rumor. Is it true? He lit a fire in their hearts, and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And now you come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. This time it will be different. This time? Cold comfort to the dead and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our God, and they demand a fifth of what little we've got left. I hate the bastards with every fibre of my being. But hate's not enough, Meffrid. I can't. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now. Leave us be and never return. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed. And that was before half our young men and women went off to die for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. It's like, how dare you? No you don't! Because it's my village too! My home! What the hell's you all about? Wait! I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lise Hext, and I'm here to take back my homeland. By Volgar, the last time I saw you, I didn't even know if you were still alive, and I never thought you would come. I almost didn't, and my sister never will. Lots of others won't either, and that's why we've got to carry on the fight. You even sound like him. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Alagana is as much your home as it is mine. But I say to you again, we can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. So yeah, that went about as well as we could possibly expected. So I guess Mephroid and Lise are gonna chill out here for a while as we try and plot our next move. That could have been handled better, but what is done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragnfrid might help us to recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we're going to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to regain their trust. It's risky, and it's wholly subtle, but I'd say we approach the villagers directly, see what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. Well, that's usually what goes on in quests like these. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. So more experience, plus another pair of Dragoon's boots. Okay, so yeah, we now have 2 mandatory quests. And once we got these done, I'm pretty sure we get the opportunity to clear off side quests once we got those 2 done. So that's the Tune of the Aetheryte. And turn back and start speaking to the 2 people we were required to talk to. Beginning with this Rogadin, Angry Curl. Let's take on his level 60 challenge entitled Death by 1,000 Rocks. Angry Curl regards you with suspicion. A new face in Alagana. Well, what were you asking me then? Only to help you out. A stranger and a generous soul besides? Bollocks. There's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you were an Imperial agent, I'd expect you go about your business with more discretion. Bugger me, you really are here to help, aren't you? Very well, I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother is working the rocks by Grim and Enid. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? What is it exactly, and what is his name? Right then, Frightened Curl is his name. Ask him for the leftovers. He ought to understand. Then we shall do that. So we're gonna go ahead, because yeah, Scott is gonna take that one quest, while we go and do the other one. And then we'll switch off. Yeah, among the other things we got to deal with are those scary green clouds. Okay, Scala. I'll let you do that. I'm gonna continue on for a little while longer. So yeah, we want to weave our way around through Byron's Bread. And then pass by this farm. That's double fenced. When I first came through here, it was the dead of night, so those fences were not easily visible. And I was wondering, what the heck am I stuck on? And then once I jumped over the first fence, I was like, what am I stuck on now? So yeah, suffice it to say, it can be a bit of a mess. Yeah, also, there are Kakirin to deal with. These little guys are probably not familiar to you if you haven't played the game extensively, but they're most notably located in and around Lim Solominsa. And there's also a group of them in also, I believe it's out near central Fanlin as well. But yeah, we gotta go a long way in order to find what we need. So we gotta follow the map as best we can in order to locate Frightened Curl. And while we do that, we keep revealing more of the map. So, once we get across this shallow pond, we'll find Frightened Curl. And dismount. Okay, here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in his stead, but so be it. It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy mines, so be careful when you pick them up. Yeah, unconscionably heavy sack. Yeah, no problem for the Warrior of Light. Okay, so we got his sack, so we can warp back now to Alagana. So we'll go ahead and speak with Angry Curl to complete this challenge. It's pretty straightforward. Ah, the new face. You have my leftovers? Yes, I do. Huh? Well, I'll be. You actually went and bought the whole lot. Much obliged, much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes have got good deposits. It ain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plodding quarryman, all the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side to bundle up and sell to the sutlers what trade with the resistance. It's a living in a way of fighting back besides. Our way of spitting in the Guardian's eye for putting our father in an Imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Don't know if he's dead or alive even, though if he were alive, he'd not be long for this world if we were caught fighting for the resistance. So this is the best we can do. That's the long and short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. I think you'll find that most folks here ain't much different. Everybody's got a reason, but in the end the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted you to know, is all, that we know why you're here, and that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. Now with that, another 167,000 experience comes to us. And hey there, Jacob. Good to see you this morning. Well, actually, it's afternoon now, but welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. I'm going to go ahead and disband the party, because Cynthia's taking a break for lunch. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take on the other mandatory quest from this young lady, Griseldis. Let's take on her level 60 challenge entitled Hard Country. Griseldis is here, but her mind is elsewhere. You must keep your distance if you know it's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Just want to help you out there, young lady. Looking for folks down on the luck? Congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after cool nights. Hard labor's right out. Too much pain and trouble for others. There's a tea what helps with it though. I need to grind chapuli horns and hornbill claws for the blend. Yeah, I'll help you out. Hey? You'll go get some for me just like that? You needn't trouble yourself so. But I'm the Warrior of Light, it's what I do. So where we need to go is this way. Yeah, you've seen the chapuli already before. It's the grasshoppers. So I need to kill one of those. I'll leave that one to this guy right here. Meanwhile, I'll get the one that's over here. And in range, there we go. There we go. Now let's stick it to this ugly chapuli grasshopper. Patience, grasshopper. All will come in good time. Yeah, I really don't know much more from the Karate Kid other than that. Yeah, the only parts I've ever really seen of the Karate Kid is when he calls Ralph Facciano's character Grasshopper. I don't know what Karate Kid's real name is in the movie. But I also know that at the end he strikes I think it's supposed to be a crane pose in the martial arts tournament when he has an injured leg, and he strikes a crane pose taking the pain and pressure off his injured leg, and he kicks the opponent in the face with the other leg. Oh. Yeah, it was 9 AM Eastern there, Jacob. Actually, we had a bit of difficulty getting the stream even started this morning, but I'm glad that it's going off right now. Yeah, it was a bit of a delay by about 15 minutes to get the stream going this morning. But yeah, I live in the Eastern time zone there, Jacob. Yeah, I'm a resident of the East, sad to say. So we got the stuff that Griseldis needs for her little elixir. Let's go ahead and give it to her. You've been gone a while. What brings you back to Alagana? Just the stuff that you acquired. Oh, I never meant to. I mean, in times like these, you never think people will actually... This country's on hard on people, but it's not just that. The Imperials, they've made it known I'm not to be helped. A dead man's good for one lesson, you know, whereas a live one... You're with the Resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason not to tell you then. My father, God's rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time, and so I'd gone out into the forest, spear in hand, to gather herbs. And then I had the good fortune to run into an Imperial patrol. My weapon marked me as a rebel, or so they said, not that it made a difference if I'd fought back. I knew what the lot of them were about the moment that Centurion laid eyes on me. Didn't matter in the end, of course. Some people just like to hurt others, and by the time I limped back to the hut, it was too late for my father. Too late for me too, I, and many others I imagine. Help them too if you like, they'll be grateful and say thank you, but beyond that, I wouldn't hope for much. And so, we get another 167,000 experience points. So yeah, we don't have access to side quests just yet. But we still have to go around the horn and try and take on the main story stuff. So let's speak with Methrid for his next level 60 challenge entitled A Life More Ordinary. Methrid is hard at work trying to win over the villagers of Alagana. Oh, there you are, Kryn. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with this food shortage of theirs. Recently, the Imperials have been sweeping into villages unannounced and seizing supplies in order to prevent people from stockpiling, in case they might be in league with the Resistance. It's not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they've got left. How's Lise getting on, by the way? You'd think people would be more inclined to trust a local girl, assuming they remember her, that is. And that's why we're going over to Lise, who just happens to be having a conversation with this appropriately named cynical youth. Oh, well done there, Jacob. Wait a minute, you mean the main story is in Stormblood's main story? I'll give you a moment to respond on that. No, I didn't mean to. And where were you these past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the Black Wolf's boot? On the other side of his bastard wall, living the high life for a wager? That's not fair! Yeah, don't make me hurt you. Oh, and who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends deigning to help us poor unfortunate souls? Who do you think you are, Ursula? Trying to whip us into a frenzy so we'll go and storm a castrum with our pickaxes and shovels? Leave, all of you, before you bring a cohort down on us all. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. You weren't here, Lise! You weren't here! This is my home, and I love it with all my heart. And if you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doomed rebellion. He has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact that I left him behind. But this isn't about me or anyone else. It's about Al Amigo. Let's go and find Mefrid. So yeah, we gotta go find him. So yeah, hopefully he can help console Lise after she got quite the tongue lashing. 8 hours in the past 3 days, Jacob. Jeez, and you're now watching me stream? Get some sleep, dude. Looks like the Elder wasn't the only one wanting to hear us out. Can't blame them given what happened at the wall. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow... I don't know. But if anything, I just made them angrier. I haven't lived through it like they have. I can't claim to know the struggle like they do either, Lise. I ran too, But if I hadn't, I'd never met Corinne or the rest of you, and we might not be here today in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Oh, hello there. Help! Someone, anyone! We need help! I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Yeah. What's happened? But Crota, the Tributum and the bloody Rotman, damn it all! You there, take a deep breath and then tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. The tribute was due soon, and we were taking it to the Imperials when the Kakiran attacked. They took my brother and our money. Took him where? Ruins to the south of here. Was just an old temple before they came in. Listen, Wakrat the only family I've got left. If I lose him, The Ziggurat? If the Rotman took them there, he's as good as dead. We've got to get after them. If there's even a chance a brother is still alive, we have to try. Yeah, now that the sun has set, we can use the cover of darkness to our advantage. Yeah, what do you think about that, Mr. Loudmouth who talked down Lise? So yeah, we gotta now help someone. You're right, Lise, we've got to help them. If not for the missing man, then for the Tributum. The Guardians won't suffer excuses if they're late. And so that's another 167,000 gil to me. And we'll take some more casting footwear. So yeah, someone's in distress now, and we gotta go and help them out. Go ahead and normalize that. Make sure the audio player is working. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take on the main story quest here, and if they're giving us an opportunity to do so, we'll also take on side quests as well while we're here in Alagana, because it will be in our best interest to do so. I mean, as you can see, we're only 3 hours in, and we've already gotten 3/4 of the way to level 61. We've already covered a lot of ground as far as experience is concerned in just 3 hours. So yeah, I'm definitely satisfied with that. Alright, my audio is all good. Let's go ahead and start rolling it once again. Okay, so someone needs our help. We gotta go and give it to them. Let's speak with Mefrid for the level 60 challenge entitled The Color of Angry Kakiran. Mefrid understands that you must act quickly to save Warkrata. So Warcraft is being held somewhere at the Ziggurat to the south, which has been taken over by a host of Kakiran bandits. That about covers it then. Be prepared for a fight. They may not be the most challenging foes, but there's sure to be a lot of them. And as for you, Mr. Cynical Youth, we'll have words later. So away we go. And since it looks like people are taking on this fate over here, we might as well give them a hand after we run away from that dust cloud. Give them the slip. Now let's see if we can't help out here. Oh, come on. Land a blow. Land a freaking blow. Yeah, if you ever come across these fates now, because some of them will at times say experience bonus. So if you can get one of these done, you'll obviously get a bigger bonus for your contribution. It is rare though and does not happen often, so take advantage of the opportunity whenever it presents itself. Okay, get back here. Get back here. Okay, so that's enough? Okay, so it was silver, but I still got 90,000 experience points out of that. So yeah, if you ever find fates within Alamigo territory that has the experience bonus underneath it, underneath the description, go get it. It's worth your while. So jumping over the fences, passing by this blood glider. Yeah, that guy can be a bit of a pest too. So yeah, we gotta go into the ziggurat here. Among all these Kakiran. Let's go check the area out. And hopefully not get attacked. Please, let me go, I'm begging you, I don't want to die! Yeah. The distress signal is coming from the top of the ziggurat. Hear that? Yeah, I heard it too. But we're gonna have to get through these guys first. Who dares to loot our man flesh? Ours to eat! Ours to eat! We knew it would come to this. Kill them quick before they alert the others. So yeah, now it's up to us to fight our way through. Bring it. Alright, that's gonna be in that position, alright. Yeah, like I said, you can help out someone else if you have the ability. Yeah, I think we're gonna be helping out Red Cedar a bit. He must be from California. Yeah, I'll pick a fight with this fiend. Yeah, good thing I know where Red Cedars come from. Because, yeah, they're referred to also as redwood trees, right? Or are redwood trees and red cedars considered different? I don't know, Jacob. I'm asking you if you're still watching. Maybe you have a greater knowledge of arbory than I do. So yeah, here's where Krata is. Gotta get through 3 meat gnashers if we want to save his life. Look out. Yeah, put some slice through that one. Yeah, we're doing a pretty good job of helping each other out. Now we can continue to help out, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. I didn't get nailed, did I? Ah, crap, I did. But yeah, you piss off. Yeah, get this guy down. Now let's go ahead and give Rakrata a hand. Makes sense, I guess. My Volga, what did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone to bed hungry for months, some skin and bones. A snack, much less a meal. Oh, you found him! Yeah, you can turn around. It's safe. Wait, are you here to rescue me? Your sister sent us. It's going to be alright. My sister? Well, God be praised, she's safe. And you lot fought your way in here just for me? To think there are still good, brave folk in this world. We should go before the cocoon return in force. Do you still have the tributum? Oh gods, the tributum! The Imperials will be wondering where I am. I have to go. What, right now? In your condition? You don't understand. We were given a warning last month for being short. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. And my sister. So yeah, they gotta make a break for it. Yeah, it's like, what? Aren't we gonna attend to his injuries? I'm glad we saved him, but seeing him run off like that, I've got a bad feeling about this. I couldn't agree more. So another 167,000 gil to us. And the next challenge, entitled The Black Wolf's Pops. Lise has never been one to ignore her conscience. Listen, Corinne, Method, I think we need to go after Rakrata. Wait, you had better not be thinking of stopping him. You heard what he said. If they don't pay one way, they'll pay another. And I'm gonna be attacked. Oh, wait a minute. I'm allowed to go? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, all they have to do is just turn around. All they have to do is just turn around, and that's that. You know, Lise, you have fighting skills, you know. You can assist me at any time. Now, shall we try this again? I know that, I too, and I don't want to interfere. I just want to see that he makes it there safely. If that's some of it, then fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up his trail. Meanwhile, I gotcha. I gotcha. There you go. Where's my bow emote? Heck, seems like I've moved the thing too much. But yeah, we helped save another life here today. The Warrior of Light is doing right. Yeah, we gotta get down to the base of the ziggurat and then go around. I'm gonna find where Krata went off to. Which I believe is over here, and it is. And I would thank you there, Kakirin, for backing off. I mean, you had your fun. So yeah, let's take a look at this chocobo feather. In the dirt, you spy a chocobo feather. Any luck? Just this feather. A chocobo feather, is it? Aye, by my reckoning it came from a Crotta's bird. In which case... There's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rocks and stick to the shadows. We'll find him soon enough. Alright, following the path. Right, it's not all that far. Yeah, here they are. Any minute now. I expect he'll come thundering around the bend and... Hear that? Get to cover quickly now! Well, there's Wakata and his chocobo. And as you can see, there are people coming from the top of the screen. And these are some pretty creepy looking people.
Worse. Skulls. Listen, Lise. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
What?
Yeah, like, why?
You there! Halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
No, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my fault.
I said halt!
Do you want your tributum or not? Well, that's one way to go about getting it.
Is this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fifth? How stupid do you think we are?
Well, for what it's worth, it does look pretty small.
It is, I swear, on my mother's life.
Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all? Including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labour. Assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
So difficult when you're forced to watch.
But it isn't fair.
Yeah, now they're stomping the crap out of him.
It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this godforsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egan's can't be trusted. I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit! And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
That's enough! Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
Yeah, hello there, Miss Fordola. Yeah, like, can't we beat him up some more? So yeah, they're gone. Much to Lisa's chagrin.
I bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
Yeah, let's get out of here. And trust me, painful scenes like that, that's just the beginning. There are many more to come. Yeah, that's merely a sample of the ruthlessness of what the Guardian Empire does within Ala Mhigan territory. So let's speak with Meffred. I heard the commander was keen-eyed, but gods, that was a near thing. It tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen doing the bidding of the Viceroy. But they made their choice, and if it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. And with that, another quest is completed. And I think I'll take this Black Mage Staff. So let's proceed to take on the next level 60 challenge entitled Homeward Bound. Meffred has no wish to linger unnecessarily. But Kralt is alive and the tribute has been paid. That's all that matters for now. I for one would rather not wait around to see if the Skulls decide to return. We'd best get back to Alagana and tell Ragnfrid his man got the job done. So, let's warp back to Alagana. So now we gotta tell Ragnfrid exactly what went down. Yeah, we're back. We owe you a debt of gratitude for what you did. But Krota told me everything. How he fought with the Kakiran and saved his life. For all the good it did, we saw what happened when he met with the Skulls, how they half beat him to death. We could have stopped them. I reckon you could. Meffred's a warrior, as is your comrade, and you're strong like your father. That much is plain. But I thank Rolgar you did not, because it would have ended with them. But Krota and his sister would have been brought into insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Burns heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more that can be said, for only the gods know how many others. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they do to you as long as you get to see another day? That's right. You grit your teeth and you learn to live with the pain. I'll admit I was quick to judge you, Lise, and for that I apologize. I know you and yours mean well, but I'm telling you, God's in the heavens as my witness, that we've got nothing left to give. We can't help you. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. She may say it, but she doesn't mean it, nor would I expect her to. Her father was stubborn as an ox too. If she's set on walking the same path, I but pray she won't follow it to the same end. So we gotta speak with Meffred now. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We shall go and see if she's alright. So yeah, as we can see now, more side quests have been made available to us. We'll take those on in the afternoon session. But for now, we're going to want to find Lise and try and console her. So yeah, she's staying outside the town gates. Stop running off like that. Ala Mhigan's terrorizing their own. I just can't accept it, you know? No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with it, day after day after day. I'm not completely naive, you know. I didn't expect them to storm a castrum with their pickaxes and shovels, or whatever it was, but nor did I expect Krota to just lie there in the dirt while they kicked him. I can't claim to know their pain. I barely remember this place or even my father's face. But I remember Edith. I remember how she was scared when we ran, and that I looked her in the eyes when she talked about home. Her home, but not mine, is it? Yeah, she truly feels like an outsider. There you are, Lise. I've been looking all over for you. Yeah, it's him again. Well, you found me. Got something else to say? That I do. I said some things to you that I shouldn't have. It wasn't my place to do so, and I'm sorry. All that rubbish I spotted about how I loved my village, but when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go after a Crotter, but you did. Made me feel like the bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly cared for my people, I'd fight for them. So I will, if you'll have me. Like, really? You're asking to join the Resistance? When you put it like that, I suppose I am. But not just me. There are others I know who've been thinking about it for a while now. There's not many of us, and we're not hot in wars like you lot, but... If your heart bleeds for Alamigo, then that's good enough for me. You and yours are more than welcome at Rogar's Reach. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others and send word when we're ready. Still think this isn't your home? Yeah, her doubts have been cast aside. No, I was just thinking out loud. But not like Ed Sheeran, right? And with that, my friends, our mission is concluded. Let us return to the Reach. So let's warp back there. Mission accomplished as far as main content, but we'll be back for the side content later this afternoon. And so, time to get back to the home of the Resistance. As someone has shown off their skills. So yeah, let's go ahead and complete it, because now we've finished both sides of the mandatory side story. Well, I guess we can't really call it a side story because it was both main quest oriented, but it required us going off in different directions. Yeah, quite a number of people are lining up to join the Resistance as well. Let's go ahead and speak with Mefrid. First of all, allow me to commend you both on the job well done. Though nothing went according to plan, we nevertheless managed to attract some new recruits, and it was your passion and conviction that moved them to join. Thank you. No, thank you for giving me an opportunity to find out what our people have been through these past 20 years. It's been humbling. And troubling too. I heard about the skulls, but it was the first time I'd seen them in the flesh. I know you say they're the same as any other Imperial soldiers, and maybe that's how I have to think of them myself if our paths ever cross on the battlefield, but... When, not if. That day will come, Lise. You can't afford to hesitate when it does. Young, old, conscript, citizen, Garlean, Alamigan, none of that matters. They've all got their reasons, but they know better than yours, especially when they're bearing down on you blade in hand. Saying that, I don't want to kill them any more than you do. If I could convince them to lay that on their arms, I would. Sadly, I've never been much of a talker myself, but who knows? Maybe you could be one, Lise. Your father certainly was. Right then, I best begin preparing for these new recruits. Corinne, Lise, it's been a pleasure. And with that, another 167,000 experience points. And we'll go ahead and take this staff. And so there we go. Both of the required main quests are done. So we're going to go ahead and call the morning stream off here, as we have now reached a significant part of the story. And we're going to go ahead, once I come back later this afternoon, we're going to come back in about 2 hours time, so about 2:30 p.m. Eastern time we'll be back for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. We'll go ahead and take on the side quests in Alagana, plus I will show you guys the introduction to the 2 brand new warrior classes that have been introduced into Stormblood, Red Mage and Samurai. I'll look forward to seeing you then as we continue on this journey. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching our first session of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood live. I'll look forward to seeing you in a couple of hours as we continue on our journey. So, until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Novaura Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.